Can you experience implantation bleeding if you are not pregnant?
Hello everyone. Welcome to our video today, where we'll be discussing the topic of implantation bleeding and whether it can occur in individuals who are not pregnant. Implantation bleeding is a phenomenon that is often associated with early pregnancy, but there are certain misconceptions and misunderstandings surrounding it. In this video, we will explore what implantation bleeding is, its typical characteristics, and whether it can occur in the absence of pregnancy. So, let's get started.
Understanding implantation bleeding.
Implantation bleeding refers to light spotting or discharge that some women may experience when a fertilized egg attaches itself to the lining of the uterus. It usually occurs around 6 to 12 days after conception and can last for a couple of hours to a few days. The bleeding is generally very light and may appear as pink or brownish in color. It is not as heavy as a regular menstrual period. Implantation bleeding is often considered an early sign of pregnancy, and many women who experience it may take it as an indication that they are pregnant. However, it's important to note that implantation bleeding is not experienced by all women, and its occurrence does not guarantee pregnancy. Not everyone who experiences implantation bleeding will end up being pregnant.
Can you experience implantation bleeding without being pregnant?
Now, let's address the main question of this video. Can you experience implantation bleeding if you are not pregnant? The answer is no. Implantation bleeding occurs as a result of the implantation of a fertilized egg into the uterine lining. Without pregnancy, there is no fertilized egg to implant, and therefore, no implantation bleeding will occur. It's essential to understand that there are various other reasons for vaginal bleeding that can be mistaken for implantation bleeding. These include hormonal fluctuations, irregular periods, certain infections, cervical issues, or side effects of contraceptives. If you are experiencing any abnormal bleeding, it's always recommended to consult with a healthcare professional to determine the underlying cause.
Seeking medical advice.
If you are trying to conceive and suspect that you may have experienced implantation bleeding, it's important to remember that it is not a definitive sign of pregnancy. The only way to confirm pregnancy is through a pregnancy test, either at home or with the assistance of a healthcare provider. If you have concerns about irregular bleeding or suspect you may be pregnant, it's best to reach out to a healthcare professional. They can provide appropriate guidance, perform necessary tests, and address any questions or concerns you may have. In conclusion, implantation bleeding is a phenomenon that occurs during early pregnancy as a result of the fertilized egg implanting in the uterine lining. It is not possible to experience implantation bleeding if you are not pregnant. If you notice any unusual bleeding, it's always a good idea to consult with a healthcare professional to determine the cause. Remember, implantation bleeding is just one of the many factors to consider when trying to determine if you are pregnant, and a proper pregnancy test is the most reliable method to confirm pregnancy. Thank you for watching our video today. If you found this information helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel for more informative content. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments section below. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.